I hope not.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Warhammer Meta Chasers. This is your weekly rundown of the biggest and best events coming up over the weekend for Warhammer 40,000. It's been a couple of weeks, so thank you all very much for the patience with us. My name is Paul Murphy. I'll be your host. I'm joined by Adam Camilleri
Oh, g'day.
and Dustin Henshaw.
Good day, good day.
Hello, everyone. Again, we do this live. If you're joining us live in chat, say what's up. Love to have you here. If you listen to us after the fact, know we have an amazing chat community that you can come and hang out with us each and every week, most weeks. Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we have three amazing events to bring to your attention. This week, the Tennessee Elite Open, the Malmo Wargaming Weekend, and the Paris War Games Expo. We know these are going to be awesome. How are y'all doing? It's good to see y'all again.
It is a glorious day out there for the community and therefore the world, because the meta is ripe for the plucking. Who's going to stake their claim as the best army in the game at the moment? Because it is very unclear.
Well, right now, the best army in the game, is what, 250 Astra Militarum troopers. And the second best army in the game is Death Watch. Anybody got either of those two things on your bingo cards? Was anyone calling that to take home some golds and be runners up?
I would have put if I had betting odds, I would have put a small bet on the 260 guardsmen. Just being like, yeah, just in case. Just in case.
I feel like they were been a sleeping dragon for a while, just because it's such a pain to remove those things. It is such a pain.
Dude. I've played a similar army in a previous edition, and yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. It's not the kind of army like everyone will enjoy playing.
Oh no,
especially signing up for what, 10-rounder at LVO.
Oh geez, yeah.
I'm also talking about, of course, I was talking about the LVO and the top two tables the top table at that event. But there have been large events all over the world, and winners have been from lots of different factions. It is tough to get those predictions right unless you come here and see the stats like we've got and look at the data like we're doing, and we're going to share it with you. That first event we're going to be talking about is the Tennessee Elite Open. This is in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. So normally I'd be like, it's in Tennessee, right? And I bet that it did, but maybe it's so elite that they made it hard to find. You got to get your treasure map.
I say the opposite. Where did you guys mismanage your event so badly you could not get a venue in Tennessee?
Oh,
and
my
then
goodness.
when you couldn't get an event, couldn't get a venue in Tennessee, you're stuck with the name.
Branding, you could have done, right? Branding matters, and it absolutely does matter. And respect them for it. 119 players going to be competing over the course of 6 rounds. Dustin, what are we going to see there?
For the Imperial Superfaction, there are 3 Sisters of Battle, 3 Custodes, 1 Admech, 6 Astra Militarum, 3 Grey Knights, and 8 Imperial Knights. Space Marines, there's 13 Adeptus Astartes, 1 Dark Angel, 3 Space Wolves, 4 Blood Angels, and 3 Black Templar. Chaos, there's 4 Chaos Space Marines, 2 T-Suns, 7 Death Guard, 8 World Eaters. This is crazy with the numbers.
Dude. The 1,000 Suns players, we needed 7 more 1,000 Suns players, and we would have had the 4-pack. Like,
yeah, 6 Emperor's Children. Just make sure we put that.
Like 8 World Eaters is like 8% of the field. So,
that's like double whammy.
But they all hit their god numbers except for 1,000 Suns.
1,000 Suns are letting us down. Letting us down. Oh, that's awful. Next 2 Demons and 6 Chaos Knights. Xenos, there's 3 Necrons, 3 Orcs, 7 Tau, and 5 Votan. Hive Mind, there's 5 Tyranids, and that 1 ubiquitous Gene Stealer called player. As always, Eldari, there's 2 Drukhari, and then 3 Eldari, meaning the faction podium is Astartes. I was gonna say vanilla, but I'm pretty sure most of it's gonna be Raven Guard, and I'm not considering that vanilla. But yeah, Imperial Knights and World Eaters. I'll say that again. World Eaters in second with 8, and then Tau and Death Guard with 7. So for the most part, the podium is pretty much what we'd expect, aside from the fact that there are paired second place and third place with someone I honestly didn't expect at all.
I think you may have to actually start breaking down the different Astartes, and sorry to put that work on. The very beleaguered person that does have to do all that.
You what?
White scars.
You what, mate?
White scars. I'm not sorry. I'm not so sorry. But like White Scars and Raven Guard and things like that may become like real, like absolute distinct flavors.
If the numbers continue the way we are, we have done an Astartes detachment breakdown to give people a look in, because it isn't actually an Astartes detachment breakdown anymore. Where previously it was just Ultramarines in different flavors. Now it is truly sub-faction delineation. And so you're right. It kind of like a Astartes detachment breakdown is actually a Astartes sub-faction breakdown, because very few players are like crossing the stream, so to speak. They're playing their ideological sub-faction with the paired detachment that makes the most sense, which has obviously been paired up with them. Raven Guard and Shadowmark is the example that we're going to use here. And in saying that, we might as well skip ahead and go straight to that. We're going to jump over the top ranked player in attendance and go straight to the Astartes breakdown. 13 players in attendance. Because, well, you opened the door a crack, Paul. We're going to jump right through. 13 players.
Important.
And I've tagged this has Gladius finally fallen, because I think this may be the first time we've done a Astartes breakdown where Gladius isn't number one, let alone its equal last. So we have 7 Shadowmark Talents, people playing the brand new Raven Guard, 2 Stormlance, 2 Forge Fathers. Now, it's interesting that one of these was listed as Firestorm, but was playing as Salamander, so I decided to say same diff, chuck it into the Forge Fathers. 1 Gladius and 1 absolute chattiest McChattington playing Imperial Fists Anvil. So kudos to that lad. But yeah, the rest is very interesting. For the first time, Gladius isn't number one. Usually we'd see Gladius as being as much as the next put together, and now it is Shadowmark over abundantly at the top.
Even other forces, like Space Wolves and stuff, take Gladius and things like that. So I mean, it's great. So it's like to see some competition in there for just what is appealing to some of these players that are, maybe have some counts as Marines or have a fluid detachment.
It took G-Dub 2 years to pry Gladius out of our cold dead hands, and they may finally have done it, which is I think only exciting for the Astartes players out there. And Shadowmark is a general's delight in. So I've played a lot of Vanguard, which is of course is the parent. I suppose you could call it the parent detachment of Shadowmark, and you just have infinite play options every single turn of the game.
That sounds fun.
You put things in reserve. Things have lone ops. They can play different functions if you want. You can draw your cards, then have a little look-see. Do I want to play these units as lone ops, or do I want to play them as aggressive pieces or trading pieces? And it's a feast. It's a general's feast. There's things like that out there where, like Eldari, which have similar abilities where every turn you just see the entire galaxy of choices in front of your eyes at the start of every one of your turns. And Shadowmark's right up there with it. But yeah, very interesting stuff. We'll take a.
Well, I'm not surprised to see some ties and some contention for our overall number of factions. It's no longer, it hasn't been for months now, maybe at least a couple of months. There's no longer just one, one faction each one of those slots, which is really encouraging to see and have it continue to be building that way.
Yeah, when was the last time we saw one faction be the dominant numbers in the world?
It was Death Guard. It was Death Guard.
Knight's pretty good there for a while.
Well, that's what I mean, yeah, because when it was Death Guard, Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights both contended and sometimes misplaced Death Guard at the top. So we did have like 2 or 3 factions.
No, there was a time before that Death Guard was kind of on its own. Like, it took
I was going to say, yeah,
to get up there, yeah.
It was either directly before that, or it was directly before that when Eldari first came out. Unnerfed Yunari was probably the last time previous to Death Guard. Yeah,
I don't think it was that prominent though. Like it was already like big, and Eldari never really dies.
They really don't.
Yeah,
right. They just don't. They just don't go away.
We have been on a nice chunk of this contention for factions, so it's going to come down to the pilots, and I think we do have a list. One of the top ranked players in the basically the nation and in this region playing here at this event.
Yeah, we have Stephen Crawley, ranked 8th in the ITC in the United States, playing Imperial Knights, Questoris Companions. This will be a quick one, but this is a super aggressive Knight skew. So Questoris Companions, you could say, is the Lords of Dread equivalent. It's the big Knight backed faction where everything leverages the big Knights. You have a 1 CP advance and charge, which is the only source of advance and charge in that codex, in that faction. You also have 1 CP Feel No Pain, which, as you'll see when you look at the army breakdown, is going to come in very handy at keeping these lancers alive. In addition, you have a bunch of other really cool misc bits and pieces, like when attacking monsters and vehicles, you get +1 to hit, +1 to wound, which means the lancers can just like actually do the 3 damage sweeps into things like Morven Vile and co. Because that's been one of my biggest issues with the lancers, of which Stephen has 3 lancers, 1
that's
Knight
3
Crusader.
free tank shocks.
Correct. And 3 Warglaives to back it up. So turn 1, this can have 3 Warglaives who get the Bondsman from the Knight Lancers, which is advance and charge. And then 3 Knight Lancers, one of which can also be advancing and charging. This looks to me like the kind of list that wants to take the +2 move, +1 advance, +1 charge quest deed, and just full ball, like red line your opponent into the dirt, either on turn 2 or turn 3, turn 1 if they misdeploy. And so I think this is just an ultra aggressive shutdown list. More than that, it provides such a threat range and pressure early that it will really deter your opponent from putting out like assets into the middle of the table, which is what the Crusade is there for. So if your opponent wants to just try and stay back out of like danger range of these knights and just throw out things like mandrakes and, you know, bits and pieces, scouts onto the middle objectives and stuff like that, you can at least use the Crusader to scoop them up without, you know, shooting off your aggressive assets. So I think there's a decent little balance here. In addition, this detachment also has sticky 5 as well. It doesn't do it for free like the Lords of Dread will. You have to pay your command point to, you know, 5 OC sticky something, but you can bet that's going to happen turn 1 on the home objective, especially if Stephen's looking to redline into their opponent. They just sticky the home with 5, send in all the boys, and just absolutely go for it.
KR in chat, good to see you. And also Nurgle welcome everyone in up there at the top. Love to see that as well, but has a great point here is like, how does this deal with hordes? And also especially Adeptus Mechanicus, which Adeptus Mechanicus, you know, have also been going deep because of, you know, basically Belisarius Call getting that little bit of a gift.
So this is I think Knights have a pretty ordinary game, unless you skew. Chaos Knights can have a little bit of a better game into AdMech, but you're right. There's an absolute problem here. So a Knight Lancer has 10 sweeps that hit on 2s and will wound on 2s into pretty much anything in AdMech, but then AdMech have a 5-up invulnerable save. So you've only got 10 attacks. If they all hit and all wound, you're still going to leave 2 or 3 AdMech bodies behind. So you're right. That is actually a danger matchup for this army. How many AdMech was in this field? I think there was only 1 or 2. Yeah,
there was only 1.
Yeah. He's fine.
You never know. There's another horde in there too. But I think the answer to that, KR, is go first and
pressure. Go first and pressure.
Oh,
pressure
yeah, solid strategy.
Yeah.
Look, I have also gone into day 2 with that being my strategy as well. And sometimes it works.
But you're absolutely right. We're seeing a split in the meta of things that can and can't deal with hordes, and this is a list that I don't believe can deal with hordes. You're praying for the tank shocks to pop off and kill, like literally high roll on the tank shocks, so you can kill 10 AdMech rangers with a lancer. That is a 400 point model who's like crossing the fingers, doing the Hail Marys in the hopes of killing 85 points of AdMech nonsense. Yeah.
It's not even about killing at that point. It's a matter of tying everything up and making sure that they can't get past you to get on the objectives. That's your hope.
Because that's exactly what you are spot on, Dustin. This list does not want to turn around.
No, it
never.
It
wants to go forwards. But in saying that, the things that kill knights, will have, in this list, because of the speed, we'll have like 1, maybe 2 turns to do the damage before they'll get lanced off the table.
And if he spikes those invulns, because 3 of them have an 8/4 up invuln, the other one can get one.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They still have that Custodes effect where it's like, well, I just rolled 75% 4-ups on the turn you needed to do the damage. You didn't do enough, and we're off to the races. So there's always that
Timeless
doubt.
last cannons just, sometimes do work. But here, look, if this is the point in the show where we do pick some winners, we predict what faction we think is going to come out on top at the events, and then we score ourselves. We also talk about this in the part 2 of the show, which is available to Patreon subscribers at tier 2 and above. Every tier on Patreon is absolutely awesome. I just want to point out that we do look back at some of these things and see how close we came, if not dead on with the predictions.
All right, boys. I have a Team Poland dice from the year that they won the WTC, that being 2023. Who wants to call? We'll go Dustin. You can call your D3 first. You want the 5 and 6?
My D3? I'm going 5 and 6.
Yeah. Paul, you want 3, 4, or you want 1, 2?
I would like 3, 4, please.
5. Dustin's up first.
Nailed it. I don't know what I want to pick though. I either go with the safe numbers and go with the Astartes because the Raven Guard is ridiculously strong, or I back this ridiculously aggressive Knight list. But I'm going to go with some Raven Guard, so Astartes.
Raven Guard. I will go with Death Guard.
Death Guard. I'm going to back the IK.
There it is.
It's
Somebody
it's my shtick at the moment. I'm going to do it.
Nice. Next thing we're going to be talking about is the Malmo Wargaming Weekend. This is from Malmo, Sweden. It has 123 players. How's that going to be broken up?
For the Imperial Reserve faction, there are, once again, 3 Sisters of Battle and 3 Custodes. 5 AdMech here, though. 6 Astra Militarum, 1 Grey Knight, and 6 Imperial Knights. Space Marines, 13 Adeptus Astartes. I'm seeing a pattern here. 3 Dark Angels, 1 Space Wolf, 6 Blood Angels, 2 Black Templar, and a Death Watch. Chaos, there's 4 Chaos Space Marines, 1 T-Sun, 6 Death Guards, 6 World Leaders, 4 Emperor's Children, 6 Demons, and then 10 Chaos Knights. Xenos, there's 7 Necrons, 3 Orcs, 1 Tau, 5 Votan. Hive Mind, there's 6 Tyranids and 3 Gs to the cult. Whoa, there's an uprising happening over in Sweden. Eldari, there's 2 Drakari and 9 Eldari, meaning the faction podium. Is once again Astartes with exactly 13, followed this time by Chaos Knights with 10.
We're getting into Halloween time.
That's true.
13 is that number.
That's true. But this podium is still kind of what I expect. Eldari popping up again, though. Like we said, they never die.
Yeah, just consistent with the Eldari. I will say it is a geographical nuance of Sweden to have Chaos Knights. It's starting to become an identity over there. There was a time when we first started doing this show where Sweden and the Nordic nations were like the absolute epicenter of Grey Knights, and now it seems that's switched in identity a little bit. And now I know them a lot for Chaos Knights. When I'm looking through the stats and the Scandinavian event, I always expect an overrepresentation of Chaos Knights. Now, in saying what we said about Hordes, Chaos Knights do not struggle with Hordes.
No.
Double Gatling to spoiler go burr. The Hordes go away. It's a
nice
place to be.
18 shots like an arm, you know.
18 shots an arm plus two heavy flamers plus a top hat. It's pretty good for the Hordes, like very good for the Hordes. Funnily enough, a little bit worse into units of 20 guardsmen who could be in cover having a 4-up save.
Yeah,
because they'll have pseudo order them for +1 plus the thing plus cover in recon, but into things like the AdMech, like Orcs as well. They are very, very happy days into the Hordes out there. Astartes, once again, exactly the same number with 13 on both fronts is kind of interesting. Way less chaos here than the previous, way less representation of chaos. Which is a little bit interesting. I love seeing those things, 2 almost equally numbered events, 119 versus 123, 4 players difference, but the breakdowns, like we've got 5 AdMech over here versus 1 in the previous, whereas only 1 Grey Knight over here versus the 3 previous. But then the Knight numbers actually shake out being pretty similar, despite there being the inverse, more CK than IK. And then, Necron's still having a strong showing, whereas they're much lower on Tau, but Votan's sitting about the same. And, much higher again on the Genestealer cult front. Surprisingly, which surprised me when I saw, the top player in attendance is the #1 player in the world, Inez Wilson.
Oh, my goodness.
Don't know what's brought him over here. It's quite a strong European overall contingent at our next event, which if I had to put a punt on which one he was going to, it would have been the 400 player one. But he has signed up for the Malmo Wargaming Weekend, and he's bringing Eldari, which is not something I've seen him play a lot. Yeah.
What?
And
it is. You're dead to me. You're dead to me.
I mean, I'm putting this out there because it's actually a coin flip whether this is a joke. He's just like submitted a list to mess with the world. But I wanted to
doesn't seem like it messes around,
No.
Going to Sweden just to mess with the world.
No. You don't actually go. You just sign up.
Oh, yeah.
You stay at home. But yeah, I wanted to take a moment and just be like, G-Dub did it, by the way. Like, this is a list with 5 Phoenix Lords in it. we saw Baharoth last edition because he was busted. And apart from that, it's been a long time since I saw 2 or more Phoenix Lords in a list, let alone
no Malgan
5.
Ra here, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, well, I suppose the 6th one's a bit of a hard sell, right?
Yeah,
and I suppose it's either
5's
a
lot, but 6 is that's just too much. That's too much.
Well, no, it just depends if you feel like Reapers are worth taking or not in the meta. If you're tooling for the meta where the Reapers feel a lot better, which was previously really good into the Knights and the Death Guard, like things like 5 Reapers and Mugen, just like one-shotting a bloat drone in Death Guard or a little Knight, stuff like that. But if you're expecting to see less of that, I could see why you drop him and go with a Baharoth or an Asaman instead. Because I do think Jane Lycus and Thwagan are bordering auto include at the moment, especially Thwagan. Yeah, very good, right? Like really, really powerful. And then the 2 flexes in this case, Baharoth and Asaman. But the full breakdown: Asaman, Baharoth, Jane Lycus, and Thwagan 5-pack. Beautiful. 5 Corsair Void Reavers, a Wave Serpent, 5 Dire Avengers for Asaman, a Falcon, 10 Fire Dragons for Thwagan, 5 Banshees for Jane 2x5 Rangers, 3x5 Hawks, one of which for Baharoth, and then 3x5 Warp Spiders, of course, one getting Lycus. So that is 5 Phoenix Lords with 5 different Aspect Warriors. And you got to say, like, what a success. What an absolute success. Taking a core identity that has been of Eldari that has been languishing for a freaking generation of the game and just giving it so much gas that we get to see lists like this. Remember last edition, this would have been in the Baal Tan detachment. You had the Court of the Young Prince, which wasn't a bad stratagem if you could leverage it well enough.
Don't give him a demotion. It's king.
Sorry, Court of the Young King. And this is spectacular to see. It's just, I just love seeing lists like this because this invokes all my giblets from when I was a boy. You know, going through the Citadel paint magazine and seeing all the different. Yeah, the only one I'll say is
cool. They do cool things. It's really nice to see them all here assembled together. You know, you got that. But, you know they're going to do it. They got the Falcon there.
Just got to
so
pull
much
one out.
nostalgia and feels. Yeah.
It's never going to be perfect until we have Karandras back. Just putting it out there.
That's actually crazy to not see Karandras. He used to be a staple. And I mean,
well, it doesn't exist anymore. Firstly, so they'll have to bring out a new model.
That's what I mean. Why? The Striking Scorpion still exist?
And Striking Scorpion's good. Like, that's a legitimate unit.
Why don't they get a Phoenix Lord anymore?
They just couldn't get him into the release cycle this edition. All these got updated models in the last 12 months.
I would rather speculate from a lore perspective. That's what
come on, let's
not for this show, but
I want a lore perspective.
Because you think
come on,
you think Karandras is actually out there bodyguarding your brain as the Vizark?
Ooh,
that's I hadn't thought about that. That could be a thing.
Ooh, conspiracy. We've unlocked a conspiracy.
Yeah, you never know.
All right, pick some winners, lads. Paul, you up first.
Well, let's go with Eldari since we've been talking about
it.
Yeah, safe pick.
Sense.
Dusty boy.
Let's go with Stardies again. I got nothing else.
I'm going to go with the CK. I'm back at Knights all the way this weekend.
That makes sense.
Nice. Next to it, we're going to be talking about is the Paris War Games Expo. This is in Paris, France. 393 players going over, competing over a 5-round
or Tennessee, event. I should say. It's in Paris.
So what is interesting here is that we have a near 400 player event, super major status, absolutely, but only 5 rounds. We're going to have quite a few undefeated at the end of this bad boy. And if I had to conjure why, like, people would be like, but why aren't they like 9 rounds or something? It's at a con. It's at a convention center. You know, there are so many more T's and C's to trying to run like a 3-dayer, let alone, you know, the enough rounds to get a true 1 undefeated out of 400 players.
It's going to be a good time, run by cool people, and there's going to be a lot of cool people there. So
it's going to be spectacular. So what I was saying is don't throw any shade at this. You don't know how many more hoops it is to try and run an event at a con or a convention or let alone an expo. So, you know, and this is 200 tables of space. How much do you reckon that 3rd day would have cost them? Or try to, you know, buy for extra time to get a shadow round in, for example. It could be exponential on the costing side, let alone the logistics.
What are we going to see there faction-wise?
So the Imperial Super Faction, there are 16 Sisters of Battle, 14 Custodes, 7 Admech, 11 Astra Militarum, 11 Grey Knights, and 11 Imperial Knights. Space Marines with 19 Adept Astartes, 11 Dark Angels, 11 Space Wolves, oh my god, 15 Blood Angels, 21 Black Templar, 1 Death Watch.
Wow.
Chaos, there's 10 Chaos Space Marines, 9 T-Suns, 36 Death Guard, 31 World Eaters, 15 Emperor's Children, 7 Demons, and 17 Chaos Knights. Xenos, there's 18 Necrons, 13 Orcs, 14 Tau, 17 Votan, Hive Mind, there's 14 Tyranids and 7 G-Circle. Wow, this is a great showing from everybody, pretty much. Eldari, there's 8 Drukhari and 27 Eldari, meaning the faction putting for this one, of course, we are back to the Death Guard, leading off with 36. Then World Eaters, again, in second place with 31. Eldari behind them with 27, and then some honorable mentions to Astartes, still kind of up there with 19, but it is a bit of a cliff between Eldari and Astartes. And then Necrons with 18. So...
It's been so much time talking about how there was going to be congestion in the podium, and now we've had striations for these next two events.
Yeah.
It's back to the future, boys. We just went back in time 6 weeks. Death Guard, absolutely pole position. I would say, like, if I had to say 6 weeks ago, it would have been World Eaters and Eldari having flipped on the podium. Maybe World Eaters making a top 5 at an event of this scale. But yeah, it would have been Death Guard, World Eaters, and then probably a Knight. But yeah, Death Guard running almost at 10% of the field. In a 400-player event, almost running at 10%. That is ferocious. You better be meted. You better have a plan for Death Guard. To that end, I've done a Death Guard detachment breakdown that we'll go to in a moment. But jumping out to me in a lot of ways here is the very even spread on Astartes, but with Black Templars being the... sorry, I messed up my faction podium. I messed it up. Should have been Templars, not Astartes at 19, because Templars are at 21.
Oh, that's right.
So should have gone Templars, then Vanilla Astartes. So Necron's bumped off.
So yeah, what the heck? Black Templars beating, I'm going to just say Raven Guard?
I've got to tell you, I think Templars are better into Death Guard than most of the other Astartes variants.
Well, then they're playing the meta for sure.
Yeah.
They're good into lots of things. And
yeah. Oh, you're playing Raven Guard. Freaking loan up everywhere. 6-inch charge solves this problem entirely. And in addition, you just have speed. You have a good amount of speed on the blow drones and things like that to get within those ranges. Whereas Templars, it's like, cool, you can kill anything in my army. I'll kill anything in your army. Like one repulsor executioner, guns down anything in your army, if not 1.5 of anything in your army. And then you have to negotiate transports if you want to try and attack me with your Death Shroud and things like that. So it can be very good. In fact, I rate
multi-multis, by the way.
In the most even meta, where you're not quite sure what you want to go into and you want to be good for everything, I think Black Templars is up there with Shadowmark as the 2 contenders for the best armies in the game as Astartes. And of course, unfortunately, that is a Gladius of Templars. So yeah, me I played Astartes probably the first 18 months of this edition, and I still have like 200 games with Gladius. So I'm off to greener pastures. Gets a little tired. But yeah, into that Death Guard detachment breakdown. I have one list that we're going to talk about in a minute because it's one of the top players in the freaking world and possibly one of the best Necron players in the world. But let's finish up with the Death Guard first. So we have 36 players in attendance repping the stanky boys. Of that, we have 22 Virulent Vectorum, 6 Champions of Contagion, 4 Taliban Summoners, 3 Mortarian's Hammer, and 1 Shamble-Rot Vectorum. So the Shamble-Rot being the Poxwalker detachment. So that's pseudo horde.
I like seeing
I kind of like that one. I was just thinking about that when we started talking about horde lists in general, because they do. I mean, they can scout and they can have characters attached to them. For that second rank of ones that don't scout. And you get some of them back.
See, it's a weird one though. I wouldn't even consider that one a horde list because it's not like spamming bodies. It's almost like a pseudo. It's a pseudo horde, but it's more of a durable horde.
It's more akin to how AdMech runs horde.
Yeah.
Then here's my blob of 20 lads like GSC and Recon Guard, but here's like my up to 6 units of 10 Poxwalkers. That can all kind of do different things. Like I can hide some pretty nasty characters inside these units with like 10 ablative wounds, or I can jail you with Poxwalkers turn 1 due to the scout.
Why not just go 20 on the Poxwalkers that move up?
Yeah, on the scouting units, I think 20s makes a lot of sense as well.
Oh, for sure.
But Virulent Vectorum still overwhelming. Champions of Contagion starting to get the traction we've expected for actually some months. Actually, I really expected to see Champions of Contagion start to get a lot more traction recently, but it kind of hasn't materialized as of yet. Taliban's still doing just fine. Taliban being the one where you can take what I see most people doing is a couple of Great Unclean Ones and Rodigus, along with your good stuff of Death Guard, which I think is pretty legit. And then, of course, you have the shooting battery of Mortarian's Hammer being represented here with 3 players in attendance.
Oh, I actually assumed Rodigus was in most of these chaos lists.
He's just a bargain, man. He's absolute
Yeah.
value town. Gets taken in pretty much 90% of Chaos Knight lists at the moment as well. Pretty much only the Chaos lists that don't take him are the ones that are running Hound Pack. So they're running all the War Dogs. Then there's no point taking him there. You're just better off taking him to the Plague Bearers and Nurglings. But outside that, like, he's just such good value. One of the best flamers you can get in Chaos, pretty much. In addition to just being a big old, thick boy that can go live on an objective and force your opponent to make some choices.
Hereticus Rex.
He is Hereticus Rex. That is well coined. We have some incredible players attending this event. The gentleman, what's his name? He won the War Master singles this year with Death Guard from Team France, and then went on to win the World Championships. He's in attendance, as well as, of course, Olivier and most of the French team from the WTC run of the last 2 years is in attendance. One of those gentlemen, Arnaud, has been playing some spicy Necrons, and seeing as pretty much all the other lads I just mentioned are playing the thing you would expect, like Olivier's playing Shadow Mark. We've got the wonderful Death Guard player whose name freaking eludes me and it's going to bother me, who won the War Master singles. He's just playing Ethereal and Vectorum of good stuff. So there wasn't much to see there. So I've gone to Arnaud's list. Let's bring that up, because he is playing Obeisance Phalanx Necrons.
Oh.
Wow. I love it.
Who can tell me what this does?
No, I'm gonna have to figure out what that does for a second.
+1 to wound for the Triarchs and Praetorians.
And Nobles, yeah.
And Nobles, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the new one. Yeah, Nobles was added in. That's
yeah.
Yes.
So this is a list that I think is built to brawl, but win brawls. So we've seen many other variants of Necrons that will go in and just try and grind you out. Usually not killing you, but just trying to.
That is not how that is spelled. That phalanx. That is not.
No, not even. No.
What have I done? Did I trust?
The detachment is. I'm over here looking for it.
Did I just trust?
Along. Yeah.
There's no double S. Yeah, fair. I'd say I trusted autocorrect. I shouldn't have. Should have.
You wanted autocorrect to correct something that GW made up? Oh, buddy. That is a dice roll that cannot come up sevens.
No. But yeah, they have a Oath of Moment like effect that gives +1 to wound, which is actually pretty wild when you factor in that it works on Triarch Stalkers and works on the Silent King and a bunch of other stuff. So they'll just point at a thing, be like, you are +1 to wound against for my Nobles, my Lich Guard, and my Triarch units, which, as you can see when we break down the list, is pretty much most of it. Jumping into that list, though, we have the Silent King. And I will say this detachment has a 1 CP -1 damage for vehicles. So that's a -1 damage Silent King. We've got Imhotep the Stormlord. We have an Overlord with Warrior Noble. That one is -1 to hit. So Overlord model only. Each time a melee attack targets the bearer's unit, -1 to hit. So which can come in quite handy. Then we have a single Psychomancer, a single Transcendent Kintan, a single unit of 5 Flayed Ones, which, as far as I can see, is the only dedicated utility unit in this army. He's gone very close to the line on, from meat to fat, so to speak, on the bone. 10 Lich Guard, which is sword and board. 2x5 Triarch Praetorians, which did come down in points recently. A Doom Scythe, boys. Yes, 3 Triarch Stalkers and a Canoptic Spider. But this mad lad is really, really cooking.
I love that you mentioned meat when you were talking about the flayed ones, because that's the only thing in this list that has any meat. It's just not their own meat.
You saw what I was doing there. I'm glad you picked it.
That was some lore humor right there. Well done.
Who says we're not a lore podcast?
Look, you can get a theme into either the discourse or the list. I'm down.
So there's some interesting stratagems here. So there's a 1 CP critical 5s stratagem. There is a 1 CP -1 damage on a Necron's vehicle, like I said, which in this army,
beastly on this Silent King.
Dude, well, the Silent King's also going to have 2 heals as well, because you've got the Canoptic Spider in there as well. So the Spider's going to heal, and he's going to heal by himself at the start of the command phase. In addition, there is a Fight on Death. There's a 1 CP 4+ Fight on Death in this detachment, and there is a 1 CP Precision, and then a 1 CP plus OC. So it's 1 CP on a Lich Guard or Triarch unit from your army, gets +1 OC, or if it's a vehicle, they get +3. So they can 1 CP +3 on all those Triarch Stalkers, which is pretty cute.
I like this.
Crit hits on a 5-up is also 1 CP.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I've been trying to find out who has sus or lethals, like, because I know the Lich Guard don't. So it must be the Triarch Praetorians. Because I don't really see anything that's going to leverage the critical 5s. Because when I see a stratagem like that, my eyes usually bug out a little bit, and I expect to see like some uber powerful, 4 rolls to hit combo that will allow one unit just be a one-shot death into anything it touches. But yeah, I'm yet to find something that's going to leverage the critical 5s, like really, really juicy, like. But there might be something hiding in there I haven't seen as of yet.
Particle casters have devastating wounds, but that's it's not gonna help.
That's on the wound roll. Yeah,
it's not gonna help them. Well,
who remembers what does a Doom Scythe even do this edition?
I've actually fought against them quite often. So they're actually not bad. They're expensive. The flyer, if they target something, the target you can either choose to take a -1 to hit or give them crit 5s, and their gun is basically a big las cannon, like a strike 14, I believe, D6 +1 damage. 16. Yeah. There you go, and it's sustained D3.
Oh, he's gonna crit 5s the death ray.
He can do that.
Let me just double check if you can. But yeah, if you could crit 5s the death ray, that would be a thing. That would be a thing worth doing, because crit. Yeah. Oof.
You can.
I'm going to check if you can.
The Triarch Stalkers could have a heavy Gauss cannon array to give lethal hits.
That's not bad.
Not bad. I want to say that.
Yeah. So Enslaved Artifice is 1 CP. You're shooting at the fight phase. 1 Necron's unit from your army that isn't Titanic. And to the end of the phase, each time one of the unit makes an attack, critical 5s. So yeah, you can crit.
Okay, well that's actually ridiculously good for. Okay, but what's the Psychomancer then? The Psychomancer gives the +4. That's the Plasmamancer.
The Psychomancer is the
Battle Shock one.
Yeah, and he throws out a handful of mortals. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, never mind. I was thinking.
Oh no, in the Battle Shock one. So in the Battle Shock step of your opponent's command phase, if an enemy unit is below starting strength within 6, they must take a -1 Battle Shock test, and then once per turn at the start of your command phase, movement phase, shooting phase, charge phase, or fight phase. So start of all the good phases, you can select 1 enemy within 18 to take a -1 battle.
The Plasmamancer is the crit 5s and mortal wound 1. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, but I will say in this detachment, the only one stratagem we didn't mention, which I didn't think was going to be that impactful, but now when you talk about the Psychomancer as well, which is your time is 9, which is 1 CP, which is any phase just after your opponent's Warlord is destroyed. Your Necron's Warlord is the target. Until the end of the battle, each time an enemy unit takes a battle shock or leadership test, it's -1. So 1 CP for the rest of the game. All their battle shocks are at -1, and so you'll -2 battle shocks off the Psychomancer, which can be pretty key. You're going to be in a lot of different combats in this army, because it is a little bit of a brawler between Silent King, the Lich Guard, the Praetorians, stuff like that. You are going to be not combat adverse. I wish I had a chance to ask him about the Transcendent Catan though. Like, what's the thinking there? What's the purpose?
They have sustain. I think you have sustain on something.
I mean, probably, right. You can just with a player of this caliber, you just assume it's
there for a reason.
I will say though, we're looking at the tools of this list which are the part of the exact same pre-game conversations that most of your opponents would need to have, because they're not going to be familiar with this detachment either. So having these types of things, kind of conversations, or even looking at it in the app or whatever, is a real good thing before the game starts.
Yeah. So you are correct. Sustained hits 1s on both the attacks on the Transcendent Catan, that being the Seismic Assault, which is Assault and Sus 1, 12-inch range, 6 shots, hitting on 2s at 8 -2 D3, and then a similar profile, Strength 9 AP3, D6 damage in combat. So crit 5s on 8 attacks, you're going to end up pretty much with 9 hits, more likely than not, and then with huge spike potential.
Yeah,
let's pick some winners.
This is interesting. This is really interesting.
Well, you go first, Adam.
It is my time. And what am I picking? I'm going CK or IK. Which one has the more numbers? We're going CK.
Okay, that's nice. Who's next?
I think you are, Paul. I didn't go last yet.
Ooh. Going Eldari again.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Dustin, I really want to pick those Necrons, but I'm going to go Death Guard.
Yeah, the big numbers with Death Guard. Gentlemen, That's the meat of the show.
This is the part of the show where things get a little bit silly sometimes. Look, if you're new here, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate that. This is the part in the show after we talked about all the stats, all the numbers, the win rates, and the who's going to do this and who's going to do that. The crunchy part. Sometimes we talk about things that have very little to do with 40K from this point out. So before we get to that part, if you made it this far, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. We've been a minute since we've done a recording, so we have to trick the algorithms and let them know that we're here again. So please help us out tricking those algorithms by throwing some comments down in the chat saying hello or what's up or a high five symbol or whatever. We'd appreciate that. That's something to help the show. Hit all those little buttons. And now let's get to a segment we call the Fuego Rapido. This is a segment where we give ourselves a topic, sometimes a little silly, sometimes one that is near and dear to our heart, sometimes one we have to speculate about. And sometimes we even give ourselves time limits to talk about it. I don't know if we're in that phase of this just yet, but we're going to bring a topic up on the screen here in a moment and see what this has in store for us.
So
we are ranking.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dustin.
No, go ahead.
We're ranking the best video games of all time. So we're creating a list in certain categories. Then we will have them battle within the categories themselves, and then the winners of those categories will go on to have a battle royale where the best video games will fight it out to see who is crowned the best champion video game of all time, as ranked by 3 video game historians.
Yes,
otherwise
historians,
known as us.
Specifically historians,
scholars, historians, maybe just players. Maybe just players.
No, we give ourselves a little more credit than that. So we're getting close. We are getting very close to the actual tournament itself. We just got a few more. 1, 2, 3, 4 more. 4 more. No, 5 more. 5 more categories, including today's, to get to the meat potatoes of this actual tournament. We got to get all the contestants ready. Now we're doing puzzles today, which if we can only get 8, we can only get 8 because puzzles.
Just pins down Portal.
I mean, between Portal and Tetris, can anybody really compete? Those are the 2. Right.
Honestly, I do have to say Portal 2 was better than Portal 1.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I was including that as both franchises, but Portal 1 and 2 could be on this list.
Portal.
You don't get what is it? What's that game? Half-Life.
Yeah, Half-Life.
Like you don't get Half-Life without Portal. Everyone knows the cake is a lie, and why do they know that? It's because of Portal. Did you know that Half-Life and Portal are in the same universe?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Play one,
but 100%.
That, right?
Portal 2, Tetris Columns, which was the Sega version of Tetris.
Yeah, I'll put Columns in there. I'm also going to put in that. I don't remember the name of it. Bust a Move with the. Yeah.
I will say, we are not allowed to put Candy Crush on this list.
That doesn't count.
Are mobile games not? I mean, I wasn't on my list, but
yeah.
I mean,
but no, there are a lot of puzzle games are mobile games these days.
Yeah, they are. Would we consider Breakout to be a puzzle game?
If it's not a puzzle game, what would you say it is?
An arcade game is the only other thing
Yeah, that's fair.
Actually, did we put it in arcade? Maybe I don't need to worry about this.
We didn't put it in arcade, I don't think.
No, I don't think we did.
Then you can chuck it in, yeah.
I'll put it. It's not going to beat out Tetris or Portal 2. Let's be real, but here.
Yeah.
Game. What is at this point?
Myst is a puzzle game.
I would put Myst in there. Yep, definitely. Yep. There's other games in there that could.
I think Myst was like the first one that like jumped into that. Hey, yo, we can do cool graphics. Like that was like a first person, almost like a RPG type environment, but you're just going from puzzle to puzzle on the island.
Yeah. There's
World of Goo.
Oh, World of Goo. Yeah, World of Goo for sure.
Good time.
There's one that I'm forgetting that is like one of the highest rated puzzle games of all time. I can't.
Angry Birds.
No. Not that. Well, Baba is you. That's it.
Yep.
There was some what is it called? Fear of the Dark or something? I forget the name of it, but it's set in the Lovecraft universe to where you are alone in the dark.
Alone in the dark. Yeah, Alone in the Dark. Yeah. Is that a
Man,
puzzle game? Yeah.
I mean,
we're already.
don't you? You're solving clues like with a flashlight and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to count it.
No, I'm definitely getting. No, I was just trying to think of other ones at the same time as agreeing with you.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm on struggle street with the puzzle.
Yeah, I think I'm on struggle street with it too. So let's narrow this one down to 8 then. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got one extra one.
One extra one?
Yeah, so we're at 9 right now. So Portal 2, Tetris, Columns, Bust a Move, Breakout, Mist, Rule of Goo, Baba Is You, and Alone in the Dark. One of those has got to go.
You can ditch Columns. It's just a lesser version of Tetris.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie.
That's fair. That like going up, it's impossible for that to win because Tetris is just better. And yeah,
okay. Yeah, it is
easy.
Well, fair.
Hey, I'm gonna look at the list to make sure that nothing. Those are the puzzle games that I know that I've played.
Sure,
and I do.
Well,
consider them
that's
the best.
right. Yeah.
I mean, do you want to try to bang through another one right now because we have time?
Let's do it.
Do you want to do simulation, action adventure, racing / sports, or third-person shooter?
I mean, racing might also be a 6.
Yep. So
Third-person shooter.
Sports.
So racing / sports is fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, we'll do that one. We've got 720s already on there because it wasn't included in the previous one that we wanted to add it in.
Okay.
We need to have a wrestling game on here for sure.
Oh yeah, I don't know which one though because they're all pretty much the same. But I'd say like the one that's like the
which genre are we doing? Sorry,
this is the racing sports.
Racing sports, okay.
Yeah, okay, so Madden for sure, and any of the NCAA, like any of the college stuff.
We need to have FIFA, Madden. We have one of each of the so MLB.
I can even give
so you're right. We need a racing game. We need an American football game, and we need a European football game. So we need FIFA in there.
I think it was
baseball's got to be on there too. We got to have hockey, so NHL's going to be on there too.
NCAA 2006.
Some college ones. Yeah,
I sat Calvin Johnson the entire season playing legacy mode, and the game still was like after it was like, well, Calvin goes to the NFL. Like, dang. Like, the game,
Mike Tyson
didn't do a single snap.
Yeah, absolutely.
In my legacy season.
Yes, Mike Tyson. Yeah.
That is 100% in there. Okay. Do we have soccer, football, baseball, hockey, college basketball, Technoball. We have Madden already, so I'm not going to put Technoball in there too. But I mean,
NBA Jam 95.
Oh, NBA Jam.
The big heads.
I'm a fan of the big head
NBA Jam needs to be in there for sure. Yeah,
definitely a fan of the big head mode.
We need a racing game.
Gran Turismo. Need for Speed is a great one too, but Need for Speed didn't start as a racing game, did it?
Turismo. Do we put Mario Kart on here too? Because I mean, kind of needs to be here. Oh, did we just lose everybody? I think we just lost everybody. Okay, then I'm going to keep doing this myself. Gran Turismo, we have that, I think. Need for Speed, Gran Turismo. I'm going to put Mario Kart on here.
G'day, Paul. I'm not sure if it's still live. He's back.
Oh, are you back? You're back. I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
We can.
Okay. I'm still here.
No,
Twisted Metal, is that? Yeah,
no,
I mean,
we are. I've got Dustin. So I can hear Dustin. Dustin can't hear Paul.
Yeah, I can't hear Paul. What the hell?
Yep.
Chat.
So I am
who can you hear? Chat. Help us out so we know what the aggregators are going to hear when we put this out. I'll try and add Paul back in and see if that works. Not Paul. Okay, so it's Paul's fault. That's what we discovered. that's what we've got. We figured out now. And yeah, no, still not okay. America, we're putting in Twisted Metal, yeah? No.
All right. I have 2 from my childhood.
Okay. Go on.
Rock and Roll Racing.
Oh, yeah. That game was incredible.
And Micro Machines Racing.
Oh, that was another good one. Okay. Wasn't excited about that one.
We don't have to have both of those because they're extraneously the same thing.
I don't know.
If I had to pick one, Rock and Roll Racing was fantastic.
Rock and Roll Racing is so good. So good. Okay, we went way more than I thought we would with the racing.
Well, if we can make the full contingent, we go for
we are going to at this point. I have added Mario Kart. Yeah, Mario Kart.
Yeah,
is
Mario
on here.
Kart has to be on there.
Twisted Metal. We've got right now I've got 720, Madden, FIFA, MLB, NHL, NCAA 2006 because Paul requested that one specifically. Mike Tyson's Punch Out, NBA Jam, Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, Mario Kart, Twisted Metal, Rock and Roll Racing, Micro Machines. That's
Hell yeah.
Quite a lot. All
How
right.
many?
What else?
How many we at?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wow, we only need 2 more. We are crushing this one. Pole position is not on here. If those of you that can't hear Paul, I'll just repeat what he's trying to add. Pole position? I don't even. What's that from? It's an arcade game. Pole position. I'm trying to remember it. Okay. Well, I mean, if it's an origin, then we got to put it on here. Pole position. F1. We don't have F1 on here.
Yeah, F1 could go on here as well. That'd be
F1?
easy to round out.
All right. That was easy.
I mean, F1's the FIFA of racing games. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. All right, we did it.
We did it. Wow, we punched out 2 of them. Easy peasy. Well, Paul can't take us out, Adam, so you're going to have to do it now.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Hopefully, you have enjoyed this triumphant return of the Warhammer Meta Chasers after a 2-week sabbatical where we were all over in different parts of the world, and I thought I broke my foot. So hopefully, you guys have enjoyed our triumphant return. It should be all lights a go for the next couple of weeks in the lead up to the World Championships in Atlanta coming up in under a month. So hopefully you'll tune in. Hopefully you hit that like, share, and subscribe. Tell your mates, get into the Patreon if that is at all something you're interested in. You'll need to be on level 2 to catch the part 2, which will be coming thick and fast in the coming weeks. Thank you, Dustin. Thank you, Paul, who's here in spirit, just like
he's here. We swear we can hear him.
He is truly embodying the Sanguinor right now. He's just going to rapid ingress back in next week. But on that note, we are out of here. Love you all who's joined us in chat. Look after each other and be good. Enjoy the meta.
See you next time.